starting your morning off with a nice little recovery. And my name is Nikki. I'll give you guys an overview of what you can expect for today's class. We're going to do 45 minutes of a really gentle yoga flow, kind of combined with some mobility elements. So very restorative type class for 45 minutes. And then we'll get into a 15-minute Reiki infused sound bath healing. So you'll just get to receive and relax. And as always, if any movements don't feel great for your body, feel free to modify, but everything is very gentle and restorative, so it should be pretty good. And the last thing we do is we'll say our name and an intention of how you want to feel or like what you want to bring into the day. So I'll go first. My name is Nikki, and my intention is energy and listening to your body. So taking it slower, taking it faster, just really tuning into what my body needs today and this weekend. And we'll start over here. Sorry, the first day.
I'm going to say relaxation and listening to my breath.
Perfect. I love it.
Mine's Lonnie.
My
intention is mobility.
Perfect.
Just trying to get some movement into my body.
You're in the right place. And Sarah, how about you?
I'm Sarah. I feel like I always say present, but I don't know, I feel like I use the class for this, or I use this class for that, and just feeling present. So I'll just carry that on.
It can be present every day if you want it to be. And so we'll always do total body, but I heard a little extra like hamstrings and quads, and we haven't done like neck and shoulders, upper body in a while, so we're also gonna add in a little extra emphasis on like this area too. So we will get started flat on our back as we usually do, and really take this hour exactly what you need. So beginning with our windshield wipers, side to side, just gently pulling your knees either direction, finding your breath, tapping into the present moment, knowing that for the next hour, all you get to do is move and breathe and receive. We'll get last one here. Knees come back up to the center, tucking your hips, make sure your tailbone touches the ground. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling, and we'll get into our single leg hamstring kicks, already starting to open up that lower half of the body, and really feel where your whole backside connects with the ground. Last one, grabbing the back of your right calf. Exhale, pull your shin towards your forehead and hold for about 10 seconds here, lengthening through your spine, softening through the upper body, and then gently release that side. Right foot comes to the floor, left leg comes up straight, left leg, single leg hamstring kicks, trying to actively pull that shin towards the forehead, low back pressed into the floor. We'll get last one here on the left, grabbing the left calf, and then exhale, pull that shin towards you. Keep the tailbone glued to the ground. And releasing that side. Right leg comes up straight again, and now opening the right leg across the body, and then pulling it towards the opposite wall, little IT band stretch. We'll spend about 20 seconds here, little adductor and IT band to get into that lower half of the body. We'll get last one, right leg stays straight, extend the left leg straight, And now we're going to do a straight leg supine twist. So pull your right leg across your body, keeping it straight. Look over that opposite shoulder. And hold here for about 20 seconds, trying to reach the right arm far away. Reach that right heel towards the wall. And just feeling that twist of the spine as we start to open up. Releasing that side, both feet come flat to the floor. Center yourself once again, and repeating that on the left leg. Left leg up straight, open the left leg to the side, and then pulling that left leg across the body. Again, keeping both sides of your lower back pressed into the floor, seeing how far you can open and pull that leg in either direction. We'll get last one here. Right leg extends straight, left leg pulls across the body, straight leg, supine twist. Look over that shoulder with that left arm. And once you arrive here, try to soften and melt into the floor, allowing gravity to pull you deeper into the ground. With every exhale, reach that middle left finger closer to that opposite wall. How long can you make your body? Coming back to the center. Coming into flat on our back, we're going to roll back into a candlestick, stretching out our spine and neck. Hands come behind your hips, your lower back. Lift your toes over your head, supporting your back as much as you need to with your hands. Try to drop your toes towards the ground and potentially dropping your knees outside of your ears. And holding here for just 20 seconds. Again, using those hands on your back for support. And placing your hands on the floor, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, almost like a Pilates type roll down, until we land flat on our spine, grabbing the edges of both feet, happy baby. Knees 90 degrees. Exhale, draw your knees towards the floor. For today's variation, keep the low back and tailbone on the ground. Trying to soften through the hips. 2 more breaths here. And 1 last breath. Final one on our back, grabbing the inside of your feet, extend your legs straight, supine straddle, stretching up those inner thighs and perhaps a side to side rock, opening up those hips, pulling from those arches of those feet. And last, bring your feet crisscross your shins and landing in our seated cross shin position. And now we'll get a bit into our neck and shoulders. Hands just resting on the knees. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Rolling your shoulders up, back, down, and forwards. And imagine shrugging off any tension from this week. Trying to pull them as high and as far in each direction as you can, over exaggerating that shoulder roll. Remembering the breath. Reverse directions, pulling the shoulders back, shrugging them up towards the ears, concaving them forwards and back. Imagine making as big of a circle as you can with those shoulder blades. Last one there. And getting into our neck, Reaching your left arm long outside of you, so you'll be opposite of me. Grab your left temple, and then exhale, side bend with the neck. Holding here for about 20 seconds, stretch those left fingertips long away. Only about 5% effort with my right hand. And the longer you stretch those fingertips, the more you'll feel that trap inside of your neck. And then switching gently to the other side, grabbing the outside of that temple, reach the right arm long away here. Only about 10% effort with that left hand. And can you stretch those right fingertips longer away? Breathe into that side. And releasing that side, one more each side. This time tilting the ear, keep both arms on the floor. And from this side position, bring your chin down towards your chest. Holding for a moment, feel that stretch down that left shoulder blade. And then keeping that ear tilted to the side, gently tilt the chin up towards the ceiling. And you can continue at your own pace for the next 30 seconds. Really take your time. I like to hold my chin to my chest. That stretch feels the best for my body. And keeping that right ear tilted as much as we can, and stretch those left fingertips away. Breathing into the chest and upper back. We'll get last one here, lengthening through that left side. Bring the ear back to the shoulder and simply switch to the other side, taking our time. Reach that ear to the left shoulder, chin comes to the chest, maybe hold for a moment at the bottom. And then tilting the chin up to the ceiling. Keep reaching those right fingertips away and continue this neck tilt for the next 30 seconds. Remembering the breath. Listening to your body. If it feels like too much, you can ease off the angle. Maybe you can go a little deeper. We'll get last one here. Ear comes back to the shoulder. Head comes to the center. One more for the neck. And spine, hands behind the head. Seated cat-cow. Rounding forward, tuck your pelvis, tuck your chin, 10% effort holding the back of the neck, holding here at the bottom for about 20 seconds. Breathing into that upper back, gently pulling the chin towards the chest, and feel that decompression, a little bit of pressure through the spine. And arch the tailbone back, pull your elbows back, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades for just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and one more rep, rounding forward, gently pulling on the neck, chin down to the chest, tuck the hips. Maybe while you're down here, you use your thumbs to press into the back of your neck, making your way down towards your traps, giving yourself a gentle press into those muscles in the back of the neck if that feels good, right where the neck meets the skull. And last one, lifting the tailbone, pulling the elbows back, chin up for 5. Keep squeezing, elbows back, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Next, getting onto our hands and knees into our first cat-cow of the day. Coming into our cat-cow, starting with our exhale, rounding up to the top, rounding through the shoulder blades, pressing tall, exhale. And And inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the spine. Continuing at your own pace for the next 30 seconds. Exhale to round, press tall through the shoulder blades. And inhaling to arch, sinking the shoulder blades back. Seeing how high and how low you can get in either direction here. Taking one last rep. Inching our right arm underneath our body into our thread the needle, dropping that shoulder. Option to add a bind with reaching the left arm behind the back, opening the chest. Drive that right pinky finger into the floor. Holding here for about 30 seconds. Try to open that left shoulder, that chest to the ceiling. Breathe into the right shoulder blade. And coming back into our tabletop, inching your arms forward into a puppy dog, inch to the left side of your mat. Right thumb is up, stretching your right lat. Lat variation of our puppy dog, so getting into that same shoulder we just worked. Left arm is just there for support. Right elbow is straight. Try to breathe into that right rib cage. With every exhale, can you sink your right armpit closer to the floor? Reach your right knuckles forward, tailbone pulls backwards. Trying to breathe space all into that right side. Relaxing the body. And coming back to our tabletop, rolling down to our stomach, flat on the ground. Right arm comes flat to the side. Bend your left knee, bend your left elbow, and kick your left leg up and over, scorpion, stretching out the right shoulder as well as the spine, lower back. Head rests heavy into the floor. 30-second hold here. Trying to keep that right palm flat on the floor. Really full body stretch, but emphasis on that right shoulder. Once you arrive, try to soften and melt 10% into the floor. Seeing if there's any area of your body that you can surrender and relax. Unraveling from that side, coming back into our tabletop and repeating those 3 on our left shoulder, inching the left arm underneath and through, dropping that left shoulder, head rests into the floor. Option to add that bind, reaching the arm behind the back here. Trying to open that chest towards the ceiling. Breathing into that left shoulder blade. Trying to expand through that left side and allowing yourself to melt into the floor. Finding presence in every breath. Opening the body. Coming out of that thread the needle, transitioning through our tabletop, inching to our puppy dog, inch to the right side of your mat, left thumb is up, left elbow straight, and sink that left shoulder and armpit towards the floor. Lat variation of our puppy dog, keeping that left elbow straight, reach the knuckles forward, Reach the tailbone to the back wall. And with every exhale, let that left armpit drop closer to the floor. And with every inhale, breathe into that left rib cage. Feel yourself creating space through that side. And easing out of that puppy dog, transitioning through our tabletop, rolling down onto the floor. Last one on the left side. Left arm comes flat and straight out to the side. Bend the right leg, right arm, and kick that right leg up and over into our scorpion. Let your head rest into the floor. And once you arrive, softening into the stretch. 30 seconds here. Breathing into that belly. Making those exhales longer than the inhales. Focused on the breath. One last breath here. And rolling out of that stretch. A little reset, sitting our hips up and back into a child's pose with shoulder variation. So elbows on the floor. Sit the hips back and reach your hands behind your back. 30-second hold. Opening up the shoulder blades. With every exhale, maybe trying to inch those elbows forward 1/2 inch, and allowing yourself to drop 1 inch closer to the ground. And sitting all the way back into a low kneeling position. Reaching your right arm underneath your left arm, eagle arms. Meeting your hands in the middle. 30-second hold. You can have your arms higher or lower. And our target is through this right rear delt here, as well as our right trap. Send your breath to your upper back. We have a few more minutes of upper body before we transition to our quads and hamstrings. So really breathing into the upper back here. Get one more breath on this side. And simply switching the left arm underneath the right arm. Again, your arms can be higher or lower, depending where you feel the most stretch. Trying to meet the palms in the middle. Target is that left trap and left rear delt. The more that you send your breath to that upper back to expand, the deeper you will feel that relief through the upper body. Last breath here. And letting go. Coming onto our hands and knees, pressing up and back into our first downward facing dog of the day. And while we're down here, a couple shoulder shrugs, shoulder presses. So with the elbows straight, try to press your shoulders as tall as you can, covering your ears. And then sink your shoulder blades down your back, making your neck as long as possible. And for about 30 seconds, continue a nice smooth motion, covering your ears with your biceps And then as you shrug down, trying to make as much space between your biceps and your ears as you can. Just notice that space you are creating through those shoulder blades, allowing them to move and to open. Exhaling as you press tall, and inhaling as you sink down. Okay, last one here. Eyes gaze up to the top of your mat. Jump or step to your hands, toes facing in. Fingertips underneath your toes. Tuck your chin around your spine. Spinal decompression, just pulling up to the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Grab the elbows. Exhale, forward fold ragdoll. A little side to side sway. Allow your hamstrings to lengthen. Keep your tailbone tall towards the ceiling. And as you sway side to side, remembering that presence with the breath, presence with your body. Last one here. Release the elbows. Chin is tucked, rolling up one single vertebrae at a time. Like a string is pulling you up towards the ceiling. And then head finishes last. Palms forward. Last couple for our upper body here. Chin comes down to the chest. Nothing else moves. 3 circles starting to the right. Tilting your ear sideways, neck circles. Take your time. If you feel any sharpness to the circle, you can kind of skip over that area. Chin traces the chest. Breathe into the upper back. 2 more circles this direction. We'll get one last circle. Finishes on the chest in reverse directions. Ear tilts to the left side. Keep actively pulling your fingers towards the ground to create even more length through the neck. Just imagine releasing from that neck any tension you've been carrying from the week. Exhaling it out through the breath. Managing your energy, managing your mind. Final circle here. We've got our last 2 for our upper body. Reaching your arms back, spread your arms wide, and then wrap your right arm on top of your left arm. Tuck your hips, squeeze your butt, give your shoulder blades a big squeeze. Chin comes down to the chest, slight round forward. 3 T-spine circles with our upper half of our body. Keep the glutes squeezed. Rolling to the right. Rounding forward. 2 more circles. Keep that big hug as you can. And trying to move at only that upper half. And just notice how good that feels on the spine and those shoulder blades. Breathe into that upper back. Last one. Chin finishes on the chest. Rolling up to the top. Reach the arms back. And then left arm comes on top of the right. Inch the hands all the way back. Squeeze the glutes. Ribs down. Chin down. And 3 circles to the left. Again, keeping that chin tucked. How far can you side bend? Breathe into those shoulder blades. 2 more circles. Opening up through that upper back and spine. One last circle here. Beautiful work. Chin finishes on the chest. Up to the top. Last one for the upper body. Arms come to the side. Flip one palm up, one palm forwards, and then reach your arms towards that palm that is up, and then flipping sides. So I call this almost like an Egyptian type dance here. Flip the shoulder, reach the arms long away from each other. Last one here. And coming back to the center, palms face forward, come down to your thighs, and then spinal roll, one roll down at a time. Shin down to the chest. You might feel a little pulling down the back of the legs. Slowly making your way to your shins, all the way inching to a high plank. And then you're going to vinyasa to upward facing dog. And flip the toes, downward facing dog. And now we're going to spend the rest of class on our lower body. So pressing up into that downward facing dog. Start to pedal out those heels, those calves. Just notice how the upper body is feeling more opened up as we transition into the lower half. Last one here. The right leg kicks up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open the right hip, and tracing 3 big circles backwards. Just starting to explore how that hip is feeling. Reverse directions, 3 big circles the other way. Try to trace that circle all the way to the edges. Okay, last one. Right leg comes back to that 3-legged dog. Step the right foot all the way through. Drop the left knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back and sit your hip forward, stretching out that left hip flexor. 30-second hold here. Seeing how low you can drop into that left hip. About 10 more seconds to go. Placing your hands outside of your right foot. Sit your hips back into our half split. Flat back, hips square, right foot flexed. 3 forward folds. Exhale, forward fold over that right leg. Forehead comes to the shin. And inhale, reach the crown of the head up. 2 more. Exhale, reach your chest long over that leg. Inhale, reaching up. And last one, exhale, forwards. Holding here for about 20 seconds. Maybe hands come a little bit further forward. Make sure you square off those hips, lengthen through the top of your head. And bending your right leg forward once again. 2 options here to hold. Option 1, holding our low lunge, but for an extra quad stretch, you're going to reach your right arm behind, lift your left foot, open that shoulder, and 30-second hold. You'll feel an extra stretch through that left quad, trying to sink the left hip towards the floor. With every exhale, trying to sink deeper and listening to what your body needs. Maybe less, maybe more. 10 seconds to go. And release the left foot. Now you're going to stand into a standing half split, sliding the left foot forward, right leg is straight. 3 forward folds again, this time from our standing position. Hips are square, exhale, forward fold, head comes to your shin. Inhale, lift the head to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold, keep that tailbone high. Inhale, lifting up. Last one, exhale, forward fold. Holding here for 20 seconds. Keeping those hips centered, trying to get your chest to rest on that thigh. And then option here to stay where you are, or opportunity to stand up into your standing split on the right side. Just a 10-second hold, lifting your left leg high towards the ceiling. Drop your chest over that leg. Just 5 more seconds to hold. 3, 2, 1. Dropping down. Place the top of your foot on the floor. Bend your left knee. Final stretch on this side. Our half saddle for our quad. You're going to land with your left knee bent, right leg straight. 3 options here. We want to feel our quad and our hip flexor and not our kneecap. Option 1 is tall. Option 2 on the elbows. Or option 3 all the way to the floor. And we're going to hold here for a full minute to end with a deep stretch on this side. And then we'll simply repeat on the other side. You are almost there, so really enjoy the depth of these lower body stretches. Listening to your body. If you need to come to a higher pose, allow that to be okay. Finding the presence in your breath, seeing if you can melt even deeper into the floor. Less than 30 seconds to go. Making those exhales longer than your inhales. Last breath here. Pressing your hands behind you, pressing back up to the top. Take your time. Simply swing your leg around back to your tabletop. In our final sequence, we're going to repeat all of those on the left leg. So back into our downward facing dog. Final few minutes here. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Open your left hip. 3 big hip circles backwards. Tracing that circle with that left knee. And reversing directions. 3 big circles the other way. Remembering to breathe through it. Last one here. 3-legged dog. Step the left foot all the way through. Drop your right knee. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, interlace your fingers. Drop your hip towards the floor. Reach your knuckles down your right hamstring. 30 seconds to hold. Seeing if you can allow that right hip to drop towards the ground. 10 seconds to go. Placing the hands outside of your front foot. Send your hips back into our half split. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold over that shin. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. Last one, exhale, forward fold. Inch your hands forward if you can. 20-second hold at the bottom. Keeping that left foot flexed. One last breath here. And sink that hip forward once again. Option 1 to hold in our low lunge. Option 2, deeper quad stretch. Lift your back foot, grab it with your left hand, open your chest, and allow that hip to sink a little deeper forward. Stretching out that right hip flexor. Breathe into it, you are almost there. One last breath. Release the back foot, standing up into our half split with the right leg back, left leg forward. Hip square, 3 forward folds. Exhale, melt your forehead down towards your shin. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, drop the forehead. Inhale, lifting up. Last one, exhale, melting forward. Holding here at the bottom for about 10 seconds. And then final option here, if you'd like to practice your standing split, lifting your right leg up. Otherwise, you can hold that half split, just a 10-second hold, lifting that leg up towards the ceiling. For 3, 2, 1, dropping down into our final stretch here. Right leg bends, left leg extends straight. Half saddle on the right side, same thing as the other 3 positions. Final minute pose of the day. Just melting into the ground. And just start to notice how your body, your mind, your energy is feeling. Having moved through any stuck energy that your body was storing. Just allowing yourself to be. Allowing yourself to feel. Always coming back to the breath. Staying in this present moment. And staying in your body. One last breath here. Letting it go. Whenever you feel complete, you can make your way to your Shavasana, your final resting pose. I recommend your heads facing the top of the mat towards the bowls, palms facing up to receive. Melting into the floor as we transition to our sound bath healing. Knowing there's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Just staying fully present with that intention that you brought to practice today. And if this is your first sound bath healing, know that there is nothing you need to do. Simply being open to receiving is all that you need. As we will begin in just a moment, continuing to feel that connection with your breath, that connection with your body. Our intention for our Reiki infused sound bath healing is going to be energy and listening to your body. So giving yourself exactly what you need. And we will begin. notice